India's ethanol push just went up a gear. A few weeks ago, we were talking about 30% ethanol in fuel or E30. But on June 14, 2026, in Nagpur, Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari said he had signed off on the standards for E100, fuel that's almost entirely ethanol. That comes just weeks after India's first flex fuel cars and bikes were launched. And yet, for most people at a petrol pump, the fuel going into the tank is still about E20. So this policy is moving fast, and the question is where it's heading, what it costs along the way. Now, why is this happening? It comes down to oil. India imports close to 90% of its crude, so every time global prices spike, the cost is felt here. The government's argument is that ethanol made from sugarcane and surplus grain grown at home reduces the dependence because every liter blended into petrol is a liter of imported oil the country doesn't have to buy. In figures it gave the parliament last December, the government told the Lok Sabha that ethanol blending has saved over 1.5 lakh crores in foreign exchange by cutting crude imports, paid more than a lakh crore rupees to farmers supplying the raw material, and reduced emissions on the basis that ethanol burns more completely than petrol. Energy security, farmer income, and cleaner fuel. Now, here are the concerns. Mileage. Ethanol holds less energy than petrol. So, the more you blend in, the less distance you get per liter. A fuel that looks cheaper at the pump can quietly cost you more per kilometer. The vehicles. Only factory-built flex fuel cars can run on a high blend like E85. Maruti Suzuki's Wagon-R Flex Fuel launched this month. It's India's first mass-market car that can. And there's still no approved kit really for an older car to convert. But millions of older cars and two-wheelers were built for much lower blends, with parts never designed to handle this much ethanol. A concern that's drawing the most attention right now is water. Ethanol looks clean coming out of the exhaust, but the water cost is hidden further back in the fields. Sugarcane and rice are both thirsty crops, and growing enough of them can make fuel take enormous amounts of water. A lot of India's ethanol is made in states already running short of water. Maharashtra is the clearest example. A major producer that also has regions facing serious drinking water shortages year after year. So a cleaner tailpipe can come at the cost of a heavier water bill. What the government is saying? Its position is that high blends like E85 are only meant for vehicles built to handle them, with consultations with car makers going on. On the older vehicle worries, the official line is that any drop in mileage is marginal. The policy is moving quickly. Whether it actually reaches people depends on the cars they drive and whether the fuel network catches up. That's the part worth watching. For more stories like this, follow DeKoder.